Good morning, I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. Welcome to the month of July, and this is our all-streaming show. We're going to have news in a moment. Mitch and Casey will give you all the headlines, and we're going to break down this front that's cycling through here. So thanks for tuning in. I have my phone with you. I can take a look at the comments that come in. We're going to start out with the travel forecast. This is a busy travel week, of course, and all of our connections in pretty good shape. We had a lot of flooding in Pennsylvania yesterday, but it shouldn't affect our regional connections. I'll just take this full for a moment. And again, appreciate you tuning in. So O'Hare's in good shape. All the runways there at O'Hare and Midway, Atlanta. They had, of course, all that hail there last week, 79. And Dallas-Fort Worth had some rain in there this morning, but all the runways are in good shape. And generally, all green jets means there's no weather delays across a good chunk of the country. And in fact, there's no severe weather through most of the U.S. as well, so that's encouraging. Let's take a look at the air quality alerts downslope there from the Rockies, from Denver up into Fort Collins and some of these areas in Denver. We'll have to keep an eye on some air quality alerts potentially as we draw closer to the 4th of July, but otherwise we've had 6.5 in the rain gauge of the month of June. More on that in a moment. So our air quality in the month of July, at least to start here, and it hasn't been too bad in the month of June. So the air quality alerts are well out to our west. Take a look at as far as the smoke and haze is concerned. Still got some fires up in Canada as we go into the afternoon. Overall, little haze coming in during that stretch, but overall, not too bad overall. Not as bad as what we had a few weeks ago. And let's take a look at some weather history. On this date, we go back to 2012. Of course, we had record highs in 2012 that started in the 80s in the month of March. Folks opened their pools early in that year. But for the first 6 months of the year, now we didn't finish this way, we had 11.53, so it was the driest start ever on the books. Contrast that with this year, we've had 34.36. In fact, we've added 1,500s here at the station this morning. This is 8.5 inches above normal. In fact, all the months so far this year have featured above average precipitation. And then the hottest July 1st was back in 2012 when we had a 105, and it was a lot cooler in 1948. We only had a high of 80 degrees. I'd like to do a little nowcasting here on Doppler radar. Most of the rain, if you're heading out to camp today, most of the rain's going to be out of here by about 9. We talked about a lingering shower over western Kentucky. Now, we had some downpours early this morning, and we had some vivid lightning, and some areas had a good solid 1 inch of rain. So Centertown, Eccles, Greenville, south of Nortonville, as you get into southern Hopkins and down through Crofton, that's where we're seeing the heaviest rates of rainfall. And then out towards south there of Panther Creek, a few light showers. And as we go up to the northeast, I kind of zoomed the radar, heading up into Vermont, New Hampshire, and the Presidential Mountains up to Quebec. You got some rain there. Ohio, some additional showers back through Cincinnati. We mentioned Texas. Now, of course, west there of Dallas and Houston. Central, southern areas, you get down towards Brownsville, you have some showers there. And then if you're down in the Panhandle off the coast there, it still should be Fort Walton Beach, maybe a shower there, and then west there of Tampa. So kind of setting the national scene there. And let's take the temperatures full. We're at 76 at the airport. Visibility is in good shape. Perfect visibility scores at 10 miles. So we're at 74 in Madisonville. We talked about we have multiple cloud layers out there right now, but these clouds are going to thin out very nicely as we go into the afternoon hours. So generally everybody into the 70s. And these are the 6 and 10 day outlooks overall. We are overall scheduled to be slightly above average during that time frame, slightly above average as far as temperatures are concerned. And our precipitation to start the month is going to be above normal. Cloud guidance, love the chart here. As we take a look at the overall clouds, we generally have overcast skies, but they'll thin out to mostly sunny skies. And those dew points are going to drop into the 60s as we go into the afternoon. And we made some adjustments at the end of 14 News Sunrise. The winds are going to be up. You don't often get a nice northwesterly breeze here in the month of July, but some gusts up to 17 miles an hour during the afternoon. So a good northwesterly wind. They're pretty quiet right now, but you'll feel that breeze take hold as we go into the afternoon. So as we go hour by hour, high temps generally will be into the upper 80s during the afternoon. And let's make a stop here in Carmi, White County, up to about Crossville, about 86 through Carmi and through portions of Illinois. Let's go forward. Here are these leftover showers here on the board. They'll thin out pretty quickly, and then we'll have a fair amount of sunshine. Winds will be out of the northwest, especially as we go to the afternoon, and that's that front working through. And mainly clear skies for tonight. As we go through our Wednesday, in fact, the next 7 to 8 days, Wednesday will have the lowest humidity during the afternoon. So a couple of pick days, and even Thursday overall doesn't look too bad. It's going to act like July. And then the 4th of July, now you go back the last 10 years, we've had some rainy forests, and then we've had some stormy ones consuming the fireworks. Of course, we're going to have fireworks in Henderson on the 3rd. And I believe Newburgh on the 5th. But on the 4th of July, overall winds will be out of the south and southeast. So we're going to have that heat index about 100 to 105. Looks to be breezy on Saturday overall, but the warmer that you go through the 3-day weekend would be Saturday. We're looking at highs generally into the upper 90s, mid to upper 90s. And then as we go into next week. Here's the 7-day forecast overall. I'm going to take this full. So 89 this afternoon, considering the heat wave that we had last week, all in all, not too bad. However, on the 4th, we'll be up to 93, and then Saturday we'll be up to 96 during that stretch. So overall, it's going to be hot over the weekend. And we talked on 14 News Sunrise, there would be the potential for a heat advisory as we go through Saturday. A little early yet, kind of stays below that threshold. 92 Sunday, and then 91 on Monday. I see Mitch and Casey. They're going to have more with the news in a moment. They'll be with you here momentarily.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Oh, good morning, and thanks for joining us here in our CTV room for our 8:30 stream show. I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. Happy July 1st. We made it. That's hard to believe. Of course, 4th of July holiday is upon us. That's kind of what we're going to recap today. A couple events to let you know about and a couple other stories from today.
No doubt. Right now, I guess we'll pull up some video here and talk. We talked about this yesterday, right? This is big news here. One of you out there has got $25K a year for life. That is big news there. Of course, right now we're on day 2 of talking about this. No one's claimed it yet, so we're out there waiting on somebody to hopefully bless us as well. Numbers there from Friday's ticket is 5, 12, 33, 43, 47, and a lucky ball of 17. You got 6 months now to claim that money at the lottery headquarters in Louisville. So, of course, like we said there, someone in Kentucky has won that. Who knows? Casey,
yeah, I mean, who knows? Guys, just kidding. It's me, okay? Like, I wish. I think yesterday you said something about how it was $25 a month. I said that would be nice.
That'd be great.
Hey, $25 a year, we'll even take it. Let's try to find our scripts here where we are right now. Again, you guys know this is a one-stop shop. We do everything ourselves.
That's right.
So.
And I think what happened here, so we can talk a little bit about this when we get there. This is our CTV room. If I had to guess, I bet we forgot to moss the show.
That was my fault then. So we have no words in our
So
prompter.
We're on our own here. It's just off the cuff.
It is what it is. I know we don't really know all the details of this exactly, but we do want to remind you guys that we don't have our scripts. We're just gonna wing it today. This is my fault entirely.
You're fine.
I will
You're
take
fine.
the blame. Of course, we want to let you know the Henderson, of course, the riverfront there, they're going to have their fireworks show. There's going to be an Evansville fireworks show taking place as well. You guys can check those out. And it looks like the guys in the back, they got our script for us. Look at those nice guys. Let me get to the story we're on here. So, hey guys, live TV, this is how it goes. All right, here's what you need to know. Starting in Henderson, now that we have our scripts in front of us again, that city fireworks show is on Thursday, and it's going to start at 5 o'clock at Audubon Mill Park. And of course, food trucks, they're going to be opening up at 5 o'clock as well. There's going to be live music starting at 6:30, and then fireworks are going to kick off at 9:15 because you have to wait till it's dark, Mitch.
Absolutely.
And then go ahead and take this one in Evansville.
You got it. On Friday, Evansville and Owensboro both hosting their fireworks displays. Both of those scheduled to launch from the barges there on the Ohio at 9:15. All the events there are free to attend. You don't have to plug the one at home as well. Right. League Stadium and Huntingburg, they always do fireworks on the 4th as well. So
I grew up going
lots
to
of
Gibson
events.
County Fairgrounds, so that was always the highlight of the summer. Of course, again, shout out to the guys in the back for loading our prompters for us. I'll give that back to you. So a couple of other headlines today. If you can't make the local stuff, don't worry, we got you covered.
That's right.
Because if you can't go to your local fairgrounds or riverfront, you can check out Macy's 4th of July fireworks. The fireworks event will run for about 25 minutes, and the night, of course, filled with huge performances from artists like the Jonas Brothers. That's your favorite, right, Mitch?
Oh, big fan. Yep.
Eric Church and Kiki Palmer. You can watch that live show from Macy's right here on WFIE. That's me starting at 7 o'clock on Friday night. If you want to check out that show, maybe not get out of your house, don't get bit by mosquitoes. It's kind of the way to do
all
it.
That stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Joe bro, Casey, so we'll be sure to tune into that and keep an eye on things there. But I mean, right now it's Tuesday. We had another rainy start to our day here, just like yesterday, although not too bad right now. And looking ahead to what has Byron said so far, pretty nice, pretty warm. 4th of July and 4th of July weekend should be nice out there. Obviously, we'll talk more about the events coming up here as we get closer to Friday, but for now, I mean, just kind of hanging in there, waiting on it.
That'll cover it. Yeah. Speaking of the weather, yesterday was really nice. We get off right in the peak of the afternoon when it's pretty much the hottest. And I am no runner. I will stand by saying I am not the best runner, but I try. And it was nice to finally be able to go outside, jog a little, even if you're just walking your dogs or playing with your kids outside. It was nice to be able to go outside and it not be that dangerous level of heat. Still have to be careful out there, but it was actually enjoyable yesterday, which was refreshing after the week we had. My goodness. So
absolutely,
we'll take it.
No doubt. Well, hey, after that starting snafu, please check your lottery tickets. Get ready for 4th of July coming up on Friday. And I think that might do it for us here. We'll knock this thing out.
I regret not buying a lottery ticket.
Me
so
too.
We're going to say goodbye to you fine folks and maybe go hit up a local gas station for the next round of Powerball numbers. So thanks for joining us.
Back here bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30. And that runs obviously Monday through Friday. We do this every single day. Catch the 2:30 stream show with our afternoon crew with Rob and Jamie and any of other meteorologists there, whoever's on at the time, and they'll do the same thing.
And tomorrow I'll remember to load our teleprompter so that when we run video, we know the words that go with the stories we're saying. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
Bye.